back at it again. Hello, what's up? I'm Brian here doing another video, and today we're taking a look at more Transformers Blokees Defenders with Series 4, aka the Tyrant Fury series. We've got more previews. We previously talked about the Rodimus Prime, the Blitzwing, and the dinosaur version of Grimlock that we're getting in Wave 4. This is more of the Wave 4 stuff, and it also leads into another combiner that I think they're in development, because we already have the Devastator. It seems like we're getting something else here. Anyways, let's go ahead and start off with the first preview image. This is going to be the Shatterglass Megatron, which I'm glad that they're doing Shatterglass Megatron, because I think in the main Galaxy Wave, they finally produced a Shatterglass Megatron. They're usually reserved for Optimus Prime and then a bunch of other characters, but they kept not doing Megatron up until now, so I'm glad that they're doing this. It's in the traditional Shatterglass deco. You've got the red Decepticon logo, you've got the white and the black, especially for the helmet, which feels like it's a reference to some of the early designs for Megatron, especially in some of the older commercials. But the cannon is now using transparent blue plastic. The back is going to be painted black, but it's going to be the same cannon. However, that's not the only change. On the other arm, you can see that he's got this shield thing, which kind of reminds me of what they did for the Generations Shatterglass version of Megatron. And then you could also see the jet wings, which is very much evoking that original Energon toy that the first Shatterglass Megatron was based on. So I like that they're going for the full design. They're not just recoloring a Megatron figure and just leaving it at that. No, they're doing more to add to the fact that this is the Shatterglass version of Megatron. Anyways, moving on, what do we have? We've got Scourge, and I think that's pretty cool, especially considering that we got Hot Rod. I'm glad that they're going more into the 86 characters. And Scourge looks really awesome. He's got this nice kind of coat-looking design on the sides here. I think that's nice. He also seems to have maybe a blast port on the noggin, because that's a really big hole on the top of his head. And it seems like you will be able to take this sort of blast effect piece, which seems to be like 3 projectiles that come out of his hand. You could probably swat that on top of his head. It does have the traditional bat-style wings, which is really cool. It's got the blue, it's got the light blue, it's got the Decepticon logo, it's got kind of like the abs in the torso. It definitely has some sort of facial hair on the face. It's not as prominent as Scourge normally has it, but considering the scale, I don't mind. It still looks like Scourge, and I like what I'm seeing. Next up, we have Frenzy or Rumble. I'm going to call this one Rumble because it's likely Rumble. I think that's what they've adapted by now. But yeah, we're getting some of the cassette characters, which I think is really cool if you want to put these in scale with the main Galaxy figures. Now, I know that we already have a Rumble with the giant Soundwave Blokees figure, but I feel like for the scale of the Galaxy version, this is probably going to be better for that. I'm not sure if it will come with additional arms so you could swap that, but he does seem to have a backpack with the laser guns, and then he's got the pile drivers as the arms. I think they're just going to stick with pile drivers, because if they were to do any swapping parts, I feel like when they did the Hot Rod, they could have had the swapping hand, but they decided not to do that. So, yeah, you will get the pile drivers, which some people might be upset by, but I don't mind because that's kind of a signature for Rumble. And I think the design elements for the rest of the figure are very nice. I think the head is very nice and crisp, especially on the sides here. It looks like it's got vents. I like the line work and the print on the chest, the colors in the shins. It just looks very nice, and this is what I really want to see with the Galaxy Defender line. Anyways, moving on, we also have a G1 style jet Starscream, and this makes a lot of sense because the only one we had so far is Thundercracker. We have the Starscream and the Skywarp for robot modes in the future waves, but they decide not to opt out with their jet modes, mainly because we were also getting the Devastator. But I'm glad that they decide to go back, and we're going to give you the rest of the jets. Hopefully Skywarp is in the next wave. But if you like that Thundercracker jet, and I actually really like that jet more than I thought I would, you're going to like the Starscream. It's the traditional colors. You know, you got the gray, you got the red, you got the blue on the back. It looks very nice. And then this is probably going to be the highlight of the wave. This is Decepticon Brawl. Now, so far, there's no robot mode version of Brawl, and I really like the look of this. It's a nice, bright, almost like a vibrant green, but not quite. It does have the main cannon, but then you've got the 2 cannons on the back there, and the treads, you know, they're pretty well detailed. But the main key component that I'm sure some people are going to be excited for is you can see the porthole at the front there, which is telling me that this is going to be part of a new combiner. So we're not just getting Devastator. It seems like in this wave we're getting Brawl. In the next couple of waves we'll get Swindle, Onslaught, I almost said Optimus Prime, Vortex, and Blast Off. Did I say Blast Off? Did I say Swindle? I don't know, I'm confused now. Anyways, the rest of the Combaitcons, we're going to get those guys. And you're probably going to get a set of parts somewhere down the road that will complete the Bruticus. And I think that's pretty awesome. Now, those are 2 Decepticon combiners. I'm curious to see if we'll get anything else. I would love to see maybe Superion. I think Combaitcon would be pretty cool. Or maybe Defensor would be awesome. But yeah, at least we're getting Bruticus, which I love Bruticus. So I'm on board with that. Anyways, what do you guys think? Please comment below. Let me know. Please like, comment, share, subscribe to all those fun doodads. And we'll see you guys next time.